Dead Space is based. And at one point, EA thought the same. With Dead Space's success, EA saw a golden opportunity, making a sequel. Yeah, remember when they used to do that? Now making a follow-up to a masterpiece is no tall order. Innovation and evolution are two of the most important things when it comes to making a follow-up game. Will it retain its vibe and atmosphere? Can they improve the gameplay? Dead Space 2 had a lot on its plate, but despite that, it over-delivered. Dead Space 2 is an action-packed cinematic masterpiece and, in my opinion, one of, if not the greatest sequel to a game ever. So, join me on this nostalgia trip and let's unravel what makes this game a masterpiece. Welcome to the Sprawl.
Isaac, are you there? Come in, Isaac!
In similar fashion to the first game, Dead Space 2 begins with a video call between Nicole and Isaac before the events of the Ishimura.
How you doing?
And what's this? Isaac is no longer a silent protagonist? This is one of the biggest changes in the sequel and arguably one of the best things about it too. Our beloved engineer is now voiced by Gunnar Wright.
I've got to fix half the Ishimura single-handedly, knowing that they're planning on scrapping it in a year.
Fuck you!
His performance as Isaac is absolutely stellar, but it's too soon to tell you why.
You're right, Isaac. The Ishimura is a great ship. I am so lucky to be serving aboard her.
Enjoy it while it lasts. You know they're gonna decommission her next year.
Isaac.
What this call tells us is that it was Isaac who pushed Nicole towards working on the Ishimura, and this is important to know because it sets up the core theme of this game.
To do this. I mean, if it weren't for you, I never would have made it this far, because you made me stick with it.
I'll just remember, I'm giving you up for 6 months so you can do this.
You know what? We must be getting on a range Thursday. Isaac? Isaac, can you hear me? Look, I'm going to call you back as soon as I can, okay?
Isaac! You were drifting away for a moment there, Mr. Clarke. I believe you were telling me about your nightmares that you've been
However, this isn't a memory, but rather a psychiatric assessment being carried out by an EarthGov doctor. He wants to know about the nightmares Isaac has been having, but more importantly, what he saw on the Ishimura.
You were part of the repair mission. A mission for which you volunteered, am I right? What did you find aboard that ship, Isaac?
I found something.
What did they find aboard the ship, Isaac?
The marker.
Did you have contact with this marker? It made you see things, didn't it? Things you didn't want to see.
It spoke to me.
And what did it say, Isaac? What did it say to you, Isaac? Isaac, can you hear me, Isaac?
Before we're even able to tell our story, we are met with a new face.
Isaac, can you hear me? Dana, I found Isaac Clarke.
Judging by the noises in the background and how shaky this guy's voice is, something is about to happen. It's immediately clear to us that this guy is here to break us out. As to why, well, we don't get a chance to find out, because this poor lad is about to be converted in 4K.
You're in terrible danger.
Holy shit.
Isaac Clarke, if you can hear me, run! Run!
Not even a minute into the game, we're already been thrown to the necromorphs, completely defenseless and no clue where the hell we're even going. Dead Space is a game that loves to give you no room to breathe, and I feel sorry for all the lads who decided to skip out on the first game.
Like that's ever gonna happen.
And jump straight into this one. We're not out of the woods just yet. The entire facility is still in lockdown, and it appears EarthGov soldiers have been sent in to clean up the mess. Oh, nice one, genius. You just watched your mate get pulled up to oblivion. Why would you copy exactly what he did? Anyway, one interesting thing to note here is what they said. For some reason, EarthGov soldiers were sent in to do a full cleaning operation, not just for the necromorphs, but including the patients. This isn't a normal hospital. Based on our cells, it seems like this place was more like a mental institution or some kind of prison, which may explain why there was someone here to break us out. Deeper inside the facility, we can find this room the doctors use to monitor and research their patients. Based on the information we can find here, it seems like they were potentially experimenting on us. There's this video you can find inside, and it's an interview being conducted by the same person from the intro. The man he is speaking to is a patient named Nolan Strauss. The doctor wants to know what he saw, and it turns out Strauss has also been seeing the same symbols.
Like deep black and glowing red with symbols. Symbols whisper to me. And what did the symbols whisper to you?
This is quite telling. Those who were affected by a marker usually saw hallucinations and symbols, which means Strauss has encountered a marker himself. Perhaps all this research is for people who have encountered them. Right now, we're right in the middle of a new necromorph outbreak, so that tells us one thing. There's a new marker and it's somewhere close. Maybe EarthGov recovered the one from Aegis 7, but it's too soon to tell. It's just beyond this point, we run into the doctor who has been questioning us, and it appears he has lost his marbles.
Come on, man. Patient 4, I remember you. Tied said all the key subjects need to be eliminated, terminated. Which one more? Listen to me, man. What matters? Listen to me! Matter! We can both get out of here. Just cut me out of this straitjacket. No one's getting out of here alive. Don't do it. There's no escaping from what I've done. Take it easy, buddy. Just take it easy.
Despite killing numerous patients within the facility, he decides to let us go. Probably because he's realised at this point, killing Isaac will change nothing, which does paint a haunting picture. If it's gotten this bad inside a government building, then what the hell is it like outside? We'll soon find out. Before departing from the doctor, he does one last thing before letting us live, giving us a nice health pack and a flashlight.
We're all gonna burn for what we did to you.
He has fallen victim to the marker, exactly like the ones who perished on the Ishimura. In the first game, you basically experience the aftermath of the carnage that unfolded, but Dead Space 2 places you right at the beginning of it all, giving you a very unique perspective on the sheer chaos a marker can unleash. And it isn't long before we get to witness it.
Clarke! Isaac Clarke, is that you?
Who are you?
My name is Dana. I'm the one trying to rescue you.
Why? What's going on?
You're suffering from a unique form of dementia, Isaac. Something you contracted on Aegis 7.
How do you know that? How do you know all this about me?
Your dementia will kill you. But if you can get here, I can treat you and get you to safety.
Why should I trust you?
Because I'm not the one shooting at you.
Fuck.
Just follow the route I'm sending you.
Luck is not on our side right now, neither is time. Isaac is slowly dying from the effects of the marker from Aegis 7. However, this woman claims to know a way to stop it but doesn't elaborate. With so many questions with little to no answers, we have no other choice but to follow the provided route. If whatever she is claiming to be true, then what else can we possibly do?
Welcome to the Eastern
Oh wow, that's convenient. Isaac still has his engineering level access from the CEC. I guess EarthGov didn't think it was important to revoke it. You will be seeing these vents a lot throughout this game, and that's because they're secretly used as loading screens. One massive change in this game is that its entire duration is seamless. Loading screens are not only hidden within these vent segments, but also scripted moments and cutscenes, helping contribute to the movie-like style they were aiming for, but more on that later. As we reach the end of the vent, we crash down into the surgical side of the hospital. And it's here we find ourselves a kinesis module with a lot more spice added to it.
Gotcha, bitch!
Now, before I talk about how overpowered kinesis is in Dead Space 2, there is something I just want to quickly address. Down in the comments of my previous Dead Space video, I had several people convinced that this module was just as powerful in the first game, and I'm here to show you why they're very different. Both of them function the same. You're able to manipulate objects and solve puzzles with it, but in the first game, its combat capabilities were basically useless. Yes, you're able to kill necromorphs using it, but it was awkward and not really practical in tough situations. Simply because you had to aim for their limbs to deal any real damage. In Dead Space 2, this got reworked. Nah. You are now able to impale necromorphs using any sharp object, killing them in a single throw. What makes this even better is that you're always surrounded by something to throw, because you can recycle a necromorph's own claw and give them a taste of their own medicine. Kinesis can easily carry you through this game if you upgrade its damage through the workbench. So yeah, this is why it sucked in the first game, because it functioned more as a tool than a weapon. What the fuck? Oh yeah, one weird bug about this game on PC is that if your frame rate is too high, the physics get a bit crazy. Bro, this ain't 0G. Anyway, with something to protect ourselves with now, it's not long before we find an old friend that is dear to Isaac. In the next operating room, we find this poor lad still strapped to an operating table, but Isaac seems to be more interested in whether or not the thing aiming at his chest is a plasma cutter.
Calm down. I'll cut you out of there. Is that a tissue laser? A plasma cutter?
This is when he decides to basically use the poor guy on the table as bait so he can retrieve it.
Shit! Help! I'm trying! I'm trying!
And I mean, can you blame him? The guy's chest is wide open, he ain't walking out of here alive.
What the fuck?
Self-preservation at its finest. Isaac, using his engineering brain, uses the flashlight and modifies it into a functioning weapon again. Now, I've gone over a lot in the previous Dead Space video, so there will be a lot of things I'm skipping over. That being all of the weapons and necromorph variants, so if you want a lot more context, again I suggest checking it out.
Isaac, it's Dana. You have to dismember the creatures to stop them.
I know. I've had a lot of practice.
Just try to stay in one piece.
Thanks.
My man Isaac. We have no idea how long he's been gone for, but he carries himself with a lot more confidence this time around. Gunnar Wright does a fantastic job giving him a personality, and it's definitely the reason why he's become such an iconic character. I will be going a bit deeper into why they decided to give him a voice and turn him into a fully fledged character, only once you've seen him perform a bit more on screen, because if he was a voiceless protagonist once again, the story just wouldn't work as much. The first game was about survival in a desperate situation, but now, Isaac is on his own mission, which I will eventually get into. On our way towards the exit, we can find an interesting data log. The patients who were being researched were forced to take memory erasing drugs. This report tells us the patients were becoming agitated very easily, and their memory loss was becoming so severe that they were forgetting who their doctors were or where the hell they're even being kept. It appears the memory erasing drugs had an unexpected result. It doesn't provide exactly what their intentions were. Who knew giving them memory erasing drugs will erase their memory? Jokes aside, maybe the doctors wanted them to forget certain things. Perhaps this dementia is what Dana was talking about, but who knows. As we finally reach the end of Dana's route, we find the man from the recording earlier, Nolan Strauss.
No. Remember me. Patient 5. I'm patient 5, remember? Do you remember?
Dana, your fucking route didn't work. There's a security lockdown.
I told you to hurry. How'd you miss it?
Look, I don't need your help.
See how long you last without.
Well, it seems like we're not getting out of this place anytime soon. Dana throws us to the wolves, and we have no other choice but to fight this onslaught of necromorphs. Isaac obviously isn't trusting anyone at this point, and is reluctant to accept anyone's help. But when you have no clue where the hell you even are, and the fact you run out of time, you would be an idiot to throw away your only chance at survival.
Dana? Dana! Okay, you're right. I do need your help. Talk to me.
Look, Isaac, we don't have to be friends. But like it or not, we're stuck together. Tideman's your enemy, not me. Alright, I found you a new route.
Fine. So where the hell am I? How did another necromorph outbreak get started?
You're on Titan Station orbiting Saturn. As for the outbreak... Shit! Tideman's jamming my signal!
And just when we're about to learn things, someone by the name Tideman cuts Dana off. Whoever this is, she claims he's our real enemy here and the person who likely sent his goons here to kill us. So it's better we get a move on. Here we can find yet another data log, and it talks about many people suffering from both anxiety and psychological problems. The cases piled up to the point they turned away patients and redirected them to other places for help. This sounds very familiar. Building up to the outbreak on the Ishimura, those on board suffered with the exact same symptoms. This is because of the marker. What this tells us is that this outbreak wasn't a sudden event. It's been slowly building up to it. EarthGov are obviously fully aware of the marker's influence, and even they failed to prevent it. So either they truly don't understand it, or there is a lot more to the story. Just beyond reception, we get our hands on the stasis module. But not before we play a minigame first. Gone are the days of simply pressing the action key to hack things. We now have to rewire it manually. A much better and interactable system. You will be doing this a fair amount throughout the game, but not too much to the point it becomes mundane. With it rewired, we obtain the stasis module once again. I've already gone over what this does, so moving on. This is the Puka. The first new necromorph variant introduced to us, and it's easily one of the more dangerous threats you encounter. They deal a mean amount of damage using bodily fluids, and it can slow you down dramatically. You can visibly see where all of that toxic juice is stored in its chest cavity, which is fucking gross. They are easy to kill, but will most definitely give you a hard time if it has buddies backing him up. Since this is a new entry, there are of course new disgusting threats, all unique from each other and pose different kind of threats, but we'll get to that.
What the fuck?
Wow, that was quite spooky. The Aegis 7 marker has done unrepairable damage to Isaac's psyche, continuing to torment him with hallucinations of Nicole, even without a marker present. Perhaps this is why he was sectioned at a psych ward, but then again, it's EarthGov who took him in. Maybe he's being used for something he and Strauss are both involved with. It's too soon to tell, but one thing is for certain, Nicole, or the marker I should say, hasn't quite left him. Oh my god, that was so loud. Oh, that's unfortunate. Only if Isaac had his engineer suit. Yeah boy, we are reunited with the CEC engineering suit. aka the worst in the game, but now we can survive encounters like this in the future. Dead Space 2 ditches the whole suit levels thing and instead offers you completely new ones as you progress through the story. They're not exactly hard to find since this game is still pretty linear. I will of course show them off once we find them. With that, we are now able to survive in decompressed areas and get a glimpse at the outside world.
Entering vacuum.
This is Titan Station, also known as the Sprawl. It's a large city-like structure that was built on a fragment from Saturn's moon and is home to over 1 million people, which is obviously bad news for us. This place has everything a resident could possibly want: a home, entertainment, education, healthcare and religion. We will be seeing these locations, and it offers a completely different style of horror to what we saw in the first game, and I do have some things to say about this, but we'll talk about that when the time comes. As we're finally ready to leave this place, we have a run-in with an ugly ass threat. This is a tripod. Honestly, a pretty fucking stupid name. It stands tall on two elongated arms and dishes out slamming attacks when you get too close. You're probably wondering, where's the third leg? You sure you want to see? It's inside its mouth.
Oh my god, bro. Oh, hell. Shut your fucking mouth!
After blasting off one of its legs, it will then start dragging itself around with a tentacle-like spike. Honestly, this disgusting thing isn't the biggest threat to you, not compared to something like a brute, which is a shame because when you encounter them, they should act kinda like a mini-boss, but they're a walk in the park. With it dead, Dana gives us some more answers.
Jesus, that thing was angry. Dana, I'm out of the hospital.
Okay, the tram station is just beyond the apartment block.
Hang on. I need more answers. How long have I been here?
3 years.
Isaac has essentially been asleep for years. After Tybin found him floating in space, he brought him here and discovered he has a self-replicating signal imprinted into his mind. This is what's killing him. He was heavily sedated and was forced to take memory suppressants to prevent the signal from spreading. Isaac, of course, doesn't remember a thing during those events, so in a way, the Ishimura is still a fresh memory to him. It's like he hasn't truly left the place, it's followed him. If we want to be saved, we must head through Titan Heights in order to reach the tram station. This is essentially the housing district for civilians, and it's here we witness the sheer chaos the necromorphs are inflicting. Dead Space 2 gives you a glimpse at a different kind of desperation. The Ishimura was all about isolation, survival, and complete and utter hopelessness. Whereas in this game, this sense of horror has been shifted onto innocent civilians. We're now just a witness to it. There's even this one haunting moment where you can hear a child cry inside a dryer. To shield him away from the slaughter going on outside, but no one returned for him. It's terrifying. After the hell Isaac went through, he's prepared for this, and the game has already given us hope of being saved through Dana. It's now just a matter of trust, because he's already been betrayed once. The reason he was brought here hasn't fully been explained yet, but it's probably bad news. Tybin has ordered a mass evacuation across the Sprawl, and it seems like it's only making things worse.
Holy shit!
It tells you one thing. The government has lost full control of the situation. Survival is all that matters to him now. As we make our way through Titan Heights, we bump into Stross once again.
Isaac, over here!
Who are you?
It's the drugs, Isaac. They gave us drugs to make us forget. But it's all coming.
I don't know what you're talking about. Bruh.
Wow, those memory drugs must have been some serious shit, because Isaac was told just 5 minutes ago he was forced to take them.
Isaac Clarke, is that you?
No.
We of course don't learn anything else from him, but inside this elevator, Dana explains what Tybin was up to.
There are necromorphs everywhere. Is the entire Sprawl infected? How'd this happen? The marker was destroyed, Dana. I destroyed it.
You destroyed a marker, Isaac. Tiedemann built another one.
On this station? Why?
It's powerful alien technology. Tiedemann wants that power. Get to the tram. It'll take you to the Cassini Tower's perm.
Dana? Damn it.
This makes a lot of sense. We learned in the first game, EarthGov recreated markers to produce a ton of energy. The first one we encountered was an experiment left by them on Aegis 7, but was quickly abandoned after things got ugly. Despite that, they obviously didn't learn their lesson. Finally making it to the tram station, we have another encounter with Nicole. Guilt-tripping him over not being there for her when she was stranded on the Ishimura. This game is a lot more of a personal story of Isaac's, on him battling PTSD, loss, and more importantly guilt. The marker essentially uses this against him through his last memories of Nicole, partly due to the fact he blames himself for what happened, and this is why it was so important to give Isaac a voice, because it would have been impossible to tell a personal story through a character with zero personality. In my opinion, it was most certainly the best direction the franchise could have gone. Arriving at the tram station, we learn nothing is moving whatsoever. I wonder why. So we have to put Isaac's engineering skills to use and rewire the tram ourselves. But don't think you will be safe on this ride. As we move further down the tram, we discover there's a large gap in the middle. Thankfully, Isaac's suit has a neat little trick up its sleeve. Yeah, I'll talk about this a bit later. Let's just get across to safety. Oh, whoops, I actually forgot that could happen. Okay, how the fuck are these things even getting on when the tram is at Mach 12, mate? Shit don't make sense. Just when you think you finally have some peace, the tram decides to derail itself. Knocking us into quite a cool segment that sets itself apart dramatically from the first game. One thing I love about Dead Space 2 are these action-packed cinematic moments that really makes this game so memorable. And there's a ton of them, which I will get to, but first, we need to get out of this awkward situation. If there's one thing Dead Space loves to do, is putting you in high-stress situations. We're not on a timer here. This only ends once everything in front of you is dead. Now, I could easily say this part is hard, but I feel like they were being generous here just in case an IGN reviewer was playing the game. You have spikes on the floor that will guarantee a kill, the necromorphs aren't really in a rush to kill you, and the controls are not inverted, something The Last of Us didn't shy away from in their own segment that plays almost exactly the same.
Yeah, that's what I would have did.
As soon as we clean out the room, a brute decides to join in the action. With the tram line now completely fucked, Dana redirects us once again, but she does give us a warning.
I lost you.
Unscheduled stop.
Wait.
Where am I?
How did you end up there? Hang on. This won't be the most pleasant route, but it'll get you to the Cassini Tower's residential sector. Damn it! Tiedemann has the signal again. Keep moving.
Okay.
You're very important to them, Isaac. Hold tight. I'll contact you soon.
Where we're going won't be pleasant. This whole place is unpleasant, so it can't get any worse, right? Making our way towards the shopping complex, we encounter a unique threat. These necromorphs are known as the Pack. Their overwhelming numbers is their greatest strength, but usually a single headshot is enough to put one down. Essentially, they're glass cannons, extremely fragile but can do some serious damage. Now, I don't think I need to go into detail about what they once were. I'm sure you can figure that one out. After sorting these annoying fuckers out, we get a call from Stross.
Isaac, you're still alive? We can't talk. I think they're tracking our signals.
I think Stross is trying to tell us exactly what EarthGov did to us, and is asking whether or not the memories are coming back. It's obvious they were doing some form of experiments and maybe even used them for something. Whatever it is, it's seriously messed with Stross.
I keep seeing the symbols. Do you know the symbols too, Isaac? In him. I keep seeing his face. Shit, found me.
However, Dana does shed some light on his past.
Hey Dana, there's this crazy guy that keeps contacting me. I saw him back at the hospital.
Nolan Stross. He was a patient in the project, just like you.
Yeah? Well, why was he there? What does he want?
He's a psychopath, Isaac. Stay clear of him. He murdered his own wife and child.
Okay, I was not expecting that. Maybe he really is just crazy. But why is he seeing the marker symbols, and why is he in the same position as Isaac? No matter what, it can't be good. So let's just get a move on. The route Dana has provided takes us to, You're fucking kidding. She wants us to head into a Unitology church. Okay, before we do that, can we just talk about how cool these environments are? It's such a breath of fresh air compared to the first game. They're a lot more colourful and lively. I loved the Ishimura from the first game, but some of it did get visually monotonous, and that's simply because everything was brown. The environment suited the game's story and atmosphere, so I can't knock it for that, but every location in Dead Space 2 is so memorable. They all have an identity and are easily recognisable. Even though Dana said this place is going to be unpleasant, I think the Church of Unitology is beautiful. Whoever designed this place went hard, I'll tell you that. But it has seen better days. Apparently, they've been struggling to recruit people because of EarthGov constantly slandering them, and I'm not going to lie, I'm siding with the government on this one. Unitology members are fucking crazy. Well, not all of them, but it might as well be a cult. If you haven't seen my last video, I'll quickly give you the rundown on these people. They worship the markers and believe in convergence. What that means is that one day the markers will make them evolve and form into one subconscious. Something like that. We're not quite at the church yet, this is only the recruitment centre. It would lead us into waste disposal, and it's here we get to use our new suit in 0G. This engineering suit is equipped with thrusters, allowing you to fly and orientate in any direction, the perfect evolution of 0G segments. Now, I don't think 0G in the original was bad, it works for what it was, but also Isaac was only equipped with magnet boots during that struggle. 0G in Dead Space 2 is fantastic, and there are so many cool moments that make this entry in particular stand out from the rest. Personally, I think this game wanted a more stylized version over its predecessor. In fact, I think the perfect word to describe Dead Space 2 is stylish. The environments are beautiful, the combat overall is more refined and quicker, Isaac is an absolute badass, and the game overall is a lot more cinematic. Using the brand new 0G, we fly up the waste disposal tunnel, and this brings us to the Unitology living quarters, which is both haunting and kinda cozy. I guess becoming a member isn't so bad after all.
Come again.
Fuck you!
I'm afraid, Isaac. I don't want to die. But it's the only way out.
You're not Nicole. Nicole's dead. You're not really here.
This encounter with Nicole is rather interesting. Isaac still accepts she is gone, and by him saying it out loud, the hallucination ends. Him accepting what has happened removes any kind of influence the marker has. I will come back to this because it becomes very, very important later.
Dana, Titan soldiers have found me. They're tracking me in some sort of gunship.
You're almost here. Hurry.
With a gunship hot on our heels, we finally enter the church, and wow, this place is stunning. I've already said this before, but this place is my favourite location in the game. I don't really need to go over who exactly Unitology are, since I've already covered it, but I will go over some of the data logs you can find inside. The first one being this hilarious document of them straight up admitting they indoctrinate people, and they don't want the casual public to see any of it. No wonder no one's fucking joining, bruv. Those luxury accommodations are not enough to sell your soul. We can actually find the indoctrinating room, and holy shit, this is actually kinda eerie. Once new recruits finish watching this goofy ass presentation, the first phase of brainwashing begins. They sit people down in these chairs, which I presume shows more propaganda, and even determines whether or not they are likely to join. This data log shows off the kind of things they look out for, one of them being how gullible they are. At the end, the results are in. This subject is highly unlikely to stay affiliated with the church.
Isaac, you see the symbols too. It means
Straws. Yes, I see the symbols.
we're a threat to them. I know it. We have to work together.
Work together? Who's them? When you mean Titan? Strauss. Work with me, Strauss.
So Strauss wants to have a little team up. Convinced his symbols mean something, and it may be the reason why Timon wants us dead, while Isaac still has his memories repressed. Maybe getting to Strauss isn't such a bad idea, since he clearly knows more than we do. Though he's unhinged, he might be able to help. Right now, getting to Dana is the priority. She's the only one who can prevent our dementia from killing us, and I think that's more important right now. We get access to a brand new weapon, the javelin gun. Once was used as a surveying tool, now being repurposed to poke holes in necromorphs. Equipped with high velocity titanium spikes and dishes out a mean amount of damage. It's almost equivalent to shooting spikes with kinesis, but with a lot more volume. It's a decent weapon, though a bit generic. It's not as cool as something like the Force Gun or even the Ripper, but decent. Climbing through the vents leads to one of the best scares in the game. Oh shit. We wrestle with Nicole while she tries to force a needle into Isaac's eye. A nice callback to Captain Matthias. Overcoming this struggle reveals that it was just Isaac fighting with himself. The marker is trying to make him game end himself. This moment isn't just a callback to the first game though. It's actually some cheeky foreshadowing to an event that happens towards the end of the game, but we'll talk about that when we get there. It's at this point in the game you will eventually find a fancy new suit for Isaac, that being the security suit. Worn by Titan Security, this elite combat suit comes with better storage capacity and slightly better armour. Not only that, it's drippy. Look, I love the engineering suit, it's iconic, but the security suit is badass and is actually my second favourite in the game. There is a total of 4 suits you can find throughout your first playthrough and an extra 4 in New Game Plus, but sadly, for time's sake, I will only be covering the ones you find in your initial playthrough. Out with the old, in with the new, it's time to get a move on. What is that noise?
Dana, I'm locked out. There's something in the church. It broke the door.
Hang on, I'll try to override all the gates in the area.
Hurry. There's something out here, too.
This is a stalker. One of the most unique necromorphs you will encounter in the whole of the Dead Space franchise, because unlike the others who act mindless, stalkers clearly hold some levels of intelligence. Used in hide and seek tactics, flanking maneuvers, and will only attack in groups. They will only attack you one at a time though, so by using stasis, you can thin their numbers out pretty easily. It's also not exactly hard to tell when you're about to get your shit rocked, because they scream as they charge. Now that we're finally through the indoctrination part of the church, all we have to do now is head down into the crypt, where everyone gets a very cold burial. Obviously, they can't bury the dead in space, so freezing them is the next logical thing to do. Well, not unless you have a marker built somewhere next door, because that shit is going to bring them back. These lads will randomly pop out as you progress through the crypt, and it can be quite a tense segment. It's a cool way to keep up the tension, and it's actually one thing I noticed about this sequel. Necromorphs hardly use vents in this game. They either enter rooms without announcing themselves, or the devs will throw in a sneaky jump scare. Fighting through the crypt, we suddenly hit a dead end.
Dana! I think I found the exit, but it's way above me. Gravity controls are locked out. Dana? Fuck!
Dana wasn't able to tell us how to get out of here due to EarthGov jamming their rig links, but she's able to give us directions just at the right time.
I don't know if you can see me. You need to go up. Do you hear me? You need to go up.
We basically need to deactivate the gravity by turning off this machine. This will allow us to fly up to the exit, and I kinda struggle with the timers here. Why is it not fucking working? But really, I just forgot to use stasis.
Isaac! Damn it! I think they're jamming our signal with a mobile device. Someone get me the frequency on that jammer! They must have a gunship position near the compound.
Now what? Change your plans?
No. If they knew where we were, they would have killed us by now. Oh, shit! Signal fading! Just follow your locator and hurry.
Despite EarthGov closing in on our positions, Dana wants to stick with the plan. I think the calls between Isaac and Dana really gives you an idea just how organised their group is, and the fact they were able to get us out of a government building. Sort of. The point is, EarthGov has some kind of vendetta against them, because they're not only after us, but also whoever these people are. It's not long until we find out. We just have to get through this beautiful hall, and make our way up towards them. Oh, not this thing again. This is the second encounter with a tripod. Jesus Christ, what a shit name. It drags us across the floor in a very similar way to the tentacle from the first game. Most likely a reused animation, but it works I guess. With that ugly thing out of the way, we're suddenly right in the middle of a gauntlet. Slashers, pukers, and even the pack decide to ambush us. But I have stasis and a mean hook, so this should be no problem. You know what got a massive upgrade in this entry? Isaac's fighting capabilities, and I'm not talking about shooting. Isaac in the first game was a bit of a wimp. His punches were slow, awkward, and ineffective. The stomp was basically the only useful move he had, but even that was slow. But now, he throws punches at a greater speed and with a lot of hate. He also stomps a lot quicker too. Rather than having a single animation per stomp, you can now spam the spacebar and it will be continuous. And it's even better when Isaac just starts cursing the very thing he's killing. It's a dramatic improvement, and I think it suits Isaac's character so much more in this game in particular. I wouldn't say he's completely fearless, but you can feel his hatred for the Necromorphs. We are only just a single elevator trip away from Dana now, and while you're waiting, the devs thought now would be a good time to troll you. Every single elevator in a Dead Space game has always been a place of safety, mainly due to the fact they were used as loading screens. It's a good time to quickly check your phone, maybe adjust your headset, seating position or whatever. The perfect time to catch you off guard. Those sneaky bastards. Once we finally arrive, we quickly learn to never trust a female in a Dead Space game ever again.
Dana! You're a unitologist. Of course you are. Why did I trust you?
Well, you didn't have a choice, Isaac. I told you there was a cure and you came running.
Why are you doing this? Why can't everyone just leave me alone, huh?
You're a dangerous secret, Isaac. EarthGov won't leave you alone because they're afraid you'll destroy their marker. After all, you did build it.
What are you talking about?
Well, that's why we brought you here. To build markers for us. To spread glorious convergence to the entire galaxy.
You people are unbelievable! Just give me the fucking cure and let me go.
Oh, we don't want to cure you, Isaac. We need that precious little head of yours just the way it is.
Okay, there is a lot to unpack here, but now's not the right time. The gunship swoops in, absolutely obliterates Dana, and kicks off one of the most badass moments in this game. We manage to escape by the skin of our teeth, but then suddenly fall straight down into this. A very, very pissed off brute. It tears through everything in its path to get to us, leading to a very back and forth fight. Making this easily one of the most tense moments in the franchise that only gets worse, because the gunship meets us at the end and decides to vacuum the entire room. Now that was fucking badass. But let's talk about what actually just happened. We learned Dana was a member of Unitology and lured us directly to a trap. That was clear, but why? Well, Tybin brought Isaac to the Sprawl to build markers. That's the only reason why we're here. Stross was also part of the project, though his reason for being here isn't made clear. We only know he was helping Isaac to build them. Unitology found out what Tybin was up to and decided to break Isaac out to use him to build markers instead. Which implies they were the ones who caused a necromorph outbreak, but I'm not entirely sure about that. I will come back to this once we have more information, but right now, we need to find our way out of here. Stross, however, reaches out and comes up with a new plan.
Ross, look, it's over. All my plans just blew out the window.
No, it's not over, at least not yet. Isaac, we build it. We can tear it down.
What, you mean the marker?
Instead of running, we must stop Tybin and destroy the very marker we built.
It's in the government sector, but we have to move now, because time is running out for me and for us.
Stross, where you going? Shit.
So the government sector it is. Though getting there is going to be a bit tricky. We can find a broadcast on a dead soldier, and it's Tybin ordering his men to retreat, and something about an operation called Endgame. It's not long before Stross gets back into contact, and goes into more detail about his memories.
I remember, they took us to the machine for our sessions, for the steps.
I don't remember any sessions.
You're lucky you don't remember. When you do, he starts coming back.
He remembers these sessions where a certain machine was involved. Isaac, of course, has no memories of this ever happening.
Look at you. You've grown up so much. Where are you going?
Strauss, don't follow. He's not really there.
Just like us, Strauss is also being haunted by a vision of his own son. His condition is deteriorating rapidly, so it's important we reach him as soon as possible. We're still not out of the church living quarters just yet, and it's basically just action from here. I absolutely love the environmental design here though. It's a nice callback to the Ishimura. Just like the Unitology members on board, they all drew marker symbols all over the ship and placed candles around like it was some kind of ritual. It's because they believed at the time they were in the middle of a convergence event. The exact same thing is happening right here. Many of them stayed behind during the evacuation because this is what these fanatics wanted. Well, not all of them. Not every single member of Unitology has the same thought process. That's one thing we learned from the first game. They don't truly understand the power of markers. Captain Matthias thought the outbreak on the ship was some kind of virus and quarantined Aegis 7. Dr. Klein was terrified with what was going on and realised the marker is more of a trap than a blessing. And Mercer was just fucking crazy. Point is, it takes some serious levels of brainwashing to get them to commit. Majority of the Unitology members on board the Ishimura were too afraid of the necromorphs and abandoned Mercer's plan.
We have been searching for all these years. This is what we have been waiting for. Don't listen to them! Come back! Come back!
Anyway, to get out of this place, we need to head through this, minefield? What the fuck are these things? Oh, they're called cysts. Disgusting. And there's this one called 0G segment to get out of here. The whole place is filled with necromorphs, so we have to clear them out and turn off the gravity. This will give us the ability to decompress the room to extinguish the fire, finally letting us leave this putrid place. The goal now is to double back to the shopping complex through cargo and hopefully try and find Strauss. But one slight problem. We're not alone down here. Stalkers are camped out down here, and it's a far complex area compared to the church. Loads of corners, concealment, and the fact they can climb over containers, making them much harder to predict. But what's this? A bunch of detonator ammo? I wonder what the game is trying to tell me.
Got him. We fucking got him.
This is the detonator. A laser mine launcher that can be stuck to any flat surfaces, and the results are quite explosive. Easily the best weapon in the game for stalkers, because you can surround yourself with these trip mines and you won't have to worry about your flank anymore. It can also be used as a generic grenade launcher, which is okay I guess. Not as effective as the tripwires, but it's decent. Just make sure you put some distance between you. Honestly, it's a pretty situational weapon and not something I relied on. Sure, it's cool as hell and makes these kinds of encounters easier, but the ammo is expensive and its drop rate is not really that common. So I just stuck with the plasma cutter in the end.
Isaac, he's gone. Listen, the steps can destroy the marker. Step 1, crawl into the dark machine. Step 2, the screws go tight all around.
What is he yapping about? Probably means nothing. Once we're out of cargo, we finally make it back to the shopping complex, and it's where we find a survivor.
Piece of shit!
Approaching them brings some bad news. It's another woman. I don't know about you, but Isaac has had a pretty shitty track record with them. They all just seem to be betraying him. First it was Kendra, then it was Dana, and then finally it was Nicole. Well, you could make an argument that Nicole didn't betray Isaac because she wasn't real, but fuck off. We tried to have a chat with her, but she isn't too keen to stick around and prefers to be alone. which sounds kind of stupid, but it does get explained a bit later. So with that, we're still on our own for now. This is where we begin to head towards easily the scariest location in the game. Not because of the necromorphs, but I run the risk of being demonetized. What is this place, you may ask? Titan Elementary School. I get it, right? We've seen schools in countless horror games, it's nothing new. Yeah, but did they have this? These are crawlers, and that's all I'm going to say about them, because if I say exploding you know what, YouTube ain't going to like that, and I love my money, so deal with it, I guess. These buggers are everywhere inside, straight copy and pasted all over the gaff. They're basically treated as cannon fodder, and I just realised how bad that sounded. Okay, I just want to move on from these things, I won't lie. We can actually find a couple of disturbing data logs from the teachers. The first one goes over how rough the children are on the playground, giving each other bruises, scrapes and everything. She believes the children are going stir crazy because they're being brought up on a space station, completely isolated from fresh air and even open ground to play on, ending it by saying space is no place to raise a family. I'm with her on this one. There is a second data log that gives us an idea on what's going on with the children, but that comes later. This jump scare got me good. It reminds me of Fear 2 a little, because there's also a segment where you're inside a school and the lockers start acting up. Shame that game kinda sucks. Titan Elementary School is definitely the peak of horror in Dead Space 2, and to be honest, this entry is nowhere near as scary as the first game because it has a completely different vibe to it. The environments are a lot more lively, the sense of isolation is kinda gone. Isaac being a real character this time around and isn't afraid to get dirty kinda makes you feel more safe, but that could just be me. The game overall feels a lot more cinematic and action focused too. Yeah, the first game was action packed, but the atmosphere constantly placed you on the edge and the isolation made you feel so lonely. I don't get that vibe with this one, and there is a reason for that. Glenn Schofield had hardly any involvement with this one because he went on to do other things, and the executive producer role was passed down to Steve. He has a second name but I can't pronounce it. I absolutely love both games because they have their own identities, and to me that's a really important thing when it comes to evolving a franchise. The core DNA is still there, but the story, atmosphere and overall vibe is completely different. The sequel is a more stylized version of Dead Space, and it's why it's my personal favourite out of the two. Anyway, enough glazing, because the children are acting up again. We are forced into this tense showdown with all kinds of necromorphs on the basketball court, and it's just a matter of clearing them all out to progress. This happens quite often in this game, but I'm not complaining. In the next area, we find the second data log on the children, and it appears there has been an increase of children coming to school with imaginary friends, claiming they are seeing their dead loved ones. This is obviously being caused by the marker signal. Seeing a dead loved one is one of the more common symptoms the marker causes. Dr. Kine with his wife, Kendra with her brother, and of course Isaac with Nicole. These hallucinations more than likely cause the children to become violent towards themselves and others. The teacher who wrote this report assumes it's being caused by bad parenting since their involvement this semester has decreased. It's in the playground, we have an encounter with Nicole once again.
Still in denial? Afraid you're gonna cut your wrists if you listen to me?
I'm not listening to this. You may fool Strauss, but I know you're not real.
Oh, you claim I'm not real, and yet here I am?
You were just a hallucination. Strauss knows how to destroy you. He knows how to destroy the marker. We will destroy you.
How convenient. Destroy the marker and all the hurt and pain go away. Imagine that, Isaac. You'll never have to listen to your heart.
She's obviously trying to make Isaac weak mentally so that it will be easier to influence him. However, there is much more to it than that, but I'll talk about that when the time comes. Upon leaving the school, we get an unexpected call from Ellie holding Strauss at gunpoint.
Stand still.
Ellie, take it easy. His name is Strauss. I know him.
He looks twitchy. I don't trust him. Don't Move.
Ellie, I need him to be not dead. I need him.
Shit. Okay, Isaac.
She, of course, doesn't trust him, so she makes arrangements for us to pick him up at the transit hub. But as you can see, we're still kinda out of reach. They have a little chit chat, and it's where we find out Ellie is a CEC pilot.
Escaped the CEC facility this morning.
Wait, you're CEC?
Heavy equipment pilot, class 4. You?
Engineer.
Nerd.
The fuck you say to me, you little shit!
Then suddenly, someone decides to shut off the power to the Sprawl.
Shit.
It's dark! You'll find me in the dark!
Shut up. It's okay, it's just a power outage.
You guys alright up there?
No.
Shit. I think life support's out too.
That's not good.
Our two remaining runners, Clarke and Sprawl. I knew it was only a matter of time before you reached the transit hub. You will find the train inoperable.
Are you insane? You cut off power to life support. There may be other survivors over here.
Public sector is already beyond acceptable recovery conditions. I can't allow you to escape.
Timon knew we would eventually get here and decided to turn it into a killing zone, giving us very little time left and with a pissed off brute entering the arena. So while Ellie protects Stross, we have to take down the big boy ourselves. Now this brute is different. In the original game, they were only able to charge at you. Removing one of their arms basically made them ineffective. In Dead Space 2, they can now spit. They aren't a cakewalk anymore and do have a shit ton of health. They're pretty uncommon in this one, so I think they decided to really turn them into a mini-boss, which was definitely the right call because I found them a bit too easy in the first one. Nonetheless, it was still no match for the plasma cutter.
Why did Tiedemann turn off the power? What did you do to piss him off so much?
Ellie, do you know what a marker is?
Yeah. The unitologist on my crew wouldn't shut up about it. Why, is it real?
Yeah, it's real. Tiedemann made one using codes, patterns stored in our heads, mine and Stross. Everything that's happening on this station is happening because of that marker. I have to get to it and destroy it, and I need Stross to tell me how.
You're a strange man, Isaac.
Will you help me?
We're about to suffocate, so I think I'm better.
Okay, good. Listen, we need power. Without it, we have no air and no train. Sprawl's gotta have backup batteries somewhere.
Yes. The solar array's up there. But they've been mothballed for years.
Okay, alright, good. I'm heading there now. If I can start them up and get some power to the train.
You'll need someone to open the collector panels. I can do that.
The only way we can restore power is to realign the solar arrays. They're currently floating way above the Sprawl, so we need to find an elevator to access it. During this, Stross's condition deteriorates even more, putting Ellie even more on edge.
Ellie, try to keep him focused. I need to know what he's trying to tell me.
He keeps going on about these steps Earthguard put him through, something to do with not only his memory loss but also ours. He says these steps are key to destroying the marker, which is why it's important we keep him alive, no matter how bad his hallucinations get. The elevator to the solar array is of course broken, but it's a really simple fix. We just need to use these rocket canisters to push it back into position, and voila, we can now reach the solar rays. This gives you a stunning look at Saturn, one of the most beautiful yet terrifying planets in our solar system. Now, I don't know if this recording is real, but if it is, it sounds haunting. While the view is amazing, this isn't. A bunch of tripods, oh my god, I can't get over that fucking name. A bunch of tripods start climbing onto the elevator and decompress it, putting us into a shooting range with a ticking time. I have no idea how many there are, or whether or not you have to kill them to reach the top, but I didn't stop to think about it. reaching the top, the atmosphere up here feels familiar. It's lonely, isolating, and honestly depressing, just like how it was on the Ishimura, but why is that? Well, we are truly the one and only person up here. In this room, we can find the remains of Howard Phillips, the solar array watchman. Since it wasn't being used, they needed only one person per rotation to watch it. The only company he had was this AI here named Auntie. Howard left a series of data logs whilst he was stationed in the array, and he talks about how lonely he had become up here. The first one talks about his transfer requests being ignored, and is questioning whether or not he's been left up here. To cope with his loneliness, he requested his birds to be shipped with him, but we sort of let those guys out. In his next log, he begins to believe Auntie is lying to him about his requests, because at this point, he has sent 22 requests with 0 responses. So to get back at her, he released his birds from their cages, breaking the rules of being a watchman. In his third and final log, Howard begins to go crazy, most likely due to the marker, but if someone is left in complete isolation for a long period of time, it can cause some people to lose their minds. He starts believing everything around him hates him, that being Auntie and even his own birds. It's unknown if Howard took his own life, since he did end the log saying he needs to lie down because he didn't feel right. As sad as it is, we need his body. It's the only way to get access to the mainframe on the other side, and the only way to trick the AI. Just make sure to watch out for the auto defense. I told you to watch out, mate. Necromorphs are also up here with us. I'm not sure how that's possible, but here we are. Auntie is doing everything within her power to ensure the safety of the mainframe. So we have to rewire some panels to redirect power to gain access.
Understand that even if you survive long enough to restore power, there is no escape. All routes in and out of government center are being monitored. Get on.
Finally arriving at the mainframe, Tyrant decides to throw a wrench into the works and locks us out completely.
Computer, this is Director Tyrant. Disable all solar array functions immediately.
Initiating system lockdown. System lockdown complete.
I'm sorry, Clark. I know what you're trying to do, and I cannot allow you to succeed. There's too much at stake.
There is one thing he's forgotten, however. Isaac has a PhD in figuring shit out. So we have to climb into 2 rooms by orientating this vent. This will give us access to these cores, which will allow us to reprogram the AI. Or at least that's what I think it does. And this will release the lockdown time and place over the mainframe. Destroying it removes the AI entirely.
Ellie, I'm on my way to the mirrors now. I have to realign them manually. Hal Strauss.
The walls are too close. See for yourself.
No, I'm not ready for the needle again. You have to let me out. I can't breathe. Let me out.
Strauss, what's wrong? Ellie!
He's waiting for me.
We now just have one thing left to do. This elevator will take us right up to the solar arrays, leading to one of the best zero-G segments in the game. We are in open space. No walls or barriers to stop us this time, and giving us the best view of Saturn and even the Sprawl. And if you have a keen eye, there's a little teaser right below. If you know, you know.
Ellie, it looks like 2 of the mirrors are out of alignment. How's he doing?
He's stopped hyperventilating, but I don't know how much longer he's gonna last. I knew he would just slow me down.
If Strauss dies, so do my chances of destroying the marker. Keep him alive and get to that panel.
Whilst Ellie is still fixing the control panel down below, they discover a large necromorph horde.
Get over here and give me a hand. Something covering the collector panel. Oh my god. There's thousands of them. They're breaking apart.
Ellie, get out of there.
Oh my god, they're heading this way. Run, Strauss, run!
Ellie, come in. Ellie. Shit.
Surprisingly, we're not the only thing out here. This disgusting thing is known as a nest. once a female that mutated beyond any recognition. You can even see what's left of her once you kill it, and it's rather disturbing. Again, I have no idea how it got up here. It can only use ranged attacks against us, and we have to destroy these weird sacks to kill it. I like to compare this thing to a guardian since it's in a position of importance. Obviously a guardian would be useless out here, so this makes this thing make the most sense. Once it's out of the way, all we need to do is reactivate the solar ray by realigning the lights from 2 different panels.
Shit, Isaac!
Ellie! You alright?
We just made it to the crossover tube when the beam hit! Isaac, those things are still heading towards the transport hub. They're wrecking everything in their path.
Holy shit, they'll cut us off. Get to the hub! I'll meet you as soon as I can!
With time running out, we make a mad dash back to the escape pods, and a detail I love here is that Isaac's heart rate is increasing. Not only because Ellie and Stross are in serious trouble, but also the thing he's about to do is either really brave or really stupid.
Ellie, come in!
Isaac, we have to cross to the government sector before they cut us off. You'll never make it down here in time.
I'll be there! I'll be there!
Instability detected in the array alignment. Emergency ejector systems initializing.
This is the only fast way down back to Ellie. We are running the risk of being cut off from Ellie by the solar ray's beam, since it's tearing the Sprawl a new one, sending debris up towards us that we have to dodge. I make that, that's bullshit. It's holy shit moments like this that make this game stand out from the first one, and that's why I love it so much. It takes the action element to a whole new level. And that's what I like to call absolute cinema. Judging by all the noise the network walls are making, Ellie wasn't kidding when she saw 1,000 of them. So let's not waste any time and get back to the transit hub.
Isaac! This way! The train is this way! Are you crazy? I barely made it out of there with my life. The trace is moving with those legs.
Turns out the solar array isn't quite finished destroying the Sprawl yet, sending the transit hub into a vacuum. We have no other choice but to head into the CEC factory, the place Ellie lost her entire crew, so she's a bit hesitant at first, but as you can see, where else can we go? Her and Stross can make it in from their side, but Ellie will need time to open the door for us once they're in. We must hold out while she tries to figure something else out, because her CEC ID isn't working.
Piece of shit lock. I'm giving it my codes, but it's not working.
The timing couldn't be any worse. Thankfully, this isn't a matter of clearing the room out first. We just need to hold on until Ellie opens the door.
There! It's open! Isaac, go!
Ellie, are you guys there? Did you make it?
Shit, Isaac. Just... shit.
Hey, take it easy. It's okay.
No, it's not. I was right here this morning with a crew of 30 people. But we were overrun. And before I knew it, they transformed. I had to cut the arms and legs off my friends just to escape. I'm sure there's pieces of them are still lying around here somewhere.
Ellie, I know. I'm sorry.
And here I am again. I've just walked one big fucking circle today.
We'll get through this. Let's figure out how to meet up.
Right. There's a central hub in the main facility. Here are the coordinates.
The CEC factory is a very short segment, but the place is basically a nice callback to the Ishimura. The entire building was built by CEC, so it shares almost the same interior, that being the doors, ramps, and even giant round doors. It's almost like we're there again. The objective here is simple: make our way through the facility and regroup with Ellie and Stross. While it's a short segment, there are some goodies to find inside. And it's at this point the Seeker rifle becomes available. In my opinion, the most boring weapon in the franchise. It's literally just a sniper rifle, original I know. It's not bad, but it's nothing special. It can make quick work of the necromorphs and is very accurate, but it's missing that cool factor all the other weapons have. You have the Ripper, contact beam, line gun, javelin gun, force gun, etc. My Seeker rifle review:
not great, not terrible.
There is also a brand new suit here for you too. The vintage CEC engineering suit. And it's somehow better than the security suit, even though it's extremely outdated. It's bulkier, has 0 drip factors, and I assume it weighs a lot more compared to the other suits. However, according to this scale, they all weigh the same. Not sure if that's an oversight or if they're just built the same. Actually, that explains why the stomping is so effective. You can probably break bones with ease wearing this thing.
Isaac, over here. The door is jammed. This must have been the last stand whoever was left down here.
Can you get the door open on your end?
No, the circuits are fried. They must have fused the panel trying to keep those things out.
There's gotta be another way in.
The only other way is through the processing plant, but it's not meant for human traffic.
In order to reach Ellie and Stross, we must head through this dodgy processing shaft. It was going smoothly, but that was until Ellie gave away our position.
There you are. I see your friend has powered off the facility. Remind me to thank her for providing me with your location. I've locked the processing cycle on, and you in with it. It ends here, Clarke.
It doesn't have to be this way, Titan.
It does, and it is. Goodbye, Clarke.
Now, I know this place has turned into a death trap, but it was conveniently built for us to safely fly through it. Despite that, this was a really clever way to raise the tension during a 0G segment. Usually we only have to worry about necromorphs, but turning the environment into your biggest threat is arguably more dangerous. I mean, just to listen to this place, it's terrifying. We have rotating drills, dangerous amounts of electricity, and grinders. While we're in the middle of this shit show, Stross and Ellie suddenly get attacked.
Stross!
No.
Help me with the door!
I need you to see him. I need you to follow the steps.
What? No, just shut up and help me! God damn it!
Ellie!
Only making this feel even more intense. Quickly making our way to the end, we catch a quick rig call with them, and wait, whose feed are we watching right now? Why is it so far away? We can see they had an incredibly close call with some necromorphs, but were protected by the infamous plot armor. Finally, we're able to catch up with them, and this time around, we're now physically in contact with them. This is something that's completely different about Dead Space 2. The first game evokes a strong sense of isolation because majority of the time you were completely alone and was only in contact with people through the rig link, which in the end helps with the horror in my opinion. It's a miracle Ellie was even able to protect Stross, since he seems to be in a catatonic state. He's in no state to be moving around right now, so while Ellie tries to keep him focused, it's up to us to get the industrial transport running. There isn't anything entirely noteworthy that happens here, it's just a bunch of necromorphs along the way with more guilt tripping from Nicole. Continuing to make us feel responsible for what happened to her, and it's at this point you may start to wonder if these are just empty words or if it's Isaac's subconscious being projected. It's not too long until we find out. Till then, let's just focus on the shuttle. Repairing it is rather simple. We basically just have to find matching cogs for this machine and it should restore power.
Alright, I'll release the transport. Meet me at the landing.
We'll be right there. Stross, come on.
Now, it's just a matter of waiting for Ellie and Stross. While we do that, Isaac starts to tweak out.
Why'd you come looking for me if you knew I was dead, Isaac? Did you think I would forgive you?
Get out of my head. You're not Nicole!
Before you know it, the gang is back together.
Hey, you made it.
He's staring at me, Isaac. Strauss.
Through the holes in his head.
Listen to me.
Stop staring at me! Stop it!
Relax!
Isaac, we have to get out of here.
Right. Let's go.
Now from here, it's a straight shot to the government sector. It's where the marker we built is being kept. Tiedemann is doing everything in his power to protect it, and he knows we're his biggest threat. Which is why he had everyone involved with the experiments killed, not only to cover up what they have done, but all of them have been exposed to his influence. They're a danger to everyone on the Sprawl. Isaac has managed to keep his head on, but the same can't be said for Strauss.
Stop staring at me! Stop it!
Relax!
Isaac, we have to get out of here.
Right.
It's on this tram, however, a bombshell is dropped.
Oh my god. It can't be. That's the Ishimura.
Tiedemann and the CEC recovered the Ishimura, but that's not all. The necromorph outbreak was covered up.
Used to be the pride of the CEC. It's a sad story, actually. I heard everybody on board died. Some sort of terrorist attack.
What? Terrorist attack? What happened aboard that ship was no terrorist attack.
What do you mean?
That's where all this started, Ellie.
Before we can explain everything, we are suddenly stopped by a blockage, forcing us to briefly leave safety to check it out, and of course, it's a large tentacle. For our convenience though, the growth is surrounded by, explosives. So if we want it out of the way, we have to cook it. Using the fire canisters around us, we can overheat the container to make it explode, but that's just the first one. The second one is right beneath us and, oh, for fuck's sake. In our way is not just one tripod, but two. You are not forced to fight it since we only need to clear the blockage, but the dickheads can make it rather annoying. You will also notice I'm using a new weapon. I'll talk about this real soon. Once the blockage is cleared, a new problem occurs after we start moving towards the government sector.
In another situation, I might admire your persistence, Mr. Clarke. But this is bigger than you and bigger than the lives of everyone on this station.
Sir, final preparations for attack are wrapping up.
Looks like it ends here. At this point, it's all just dead weight.
Isaac, what did he mean? What did he mean when he said dead weight?
He's using the solar beam. We gotta stop the transport now.
Oh, shit. He's cut the station in half. There's no track to get across on.
Back us up. Back us up to the station.
What? Why?
Just do it, Ellie. Hurry. The Ishimura. If the gravity tethers are still functional, I can...
You can snag GovSec and drag it back? Isaac, this is ridiculous.
If I can line the tracks up just for a few seconds, you should be able to get the transport across. Stay ready. And take care of Strauss.
Isaac, no. This is a really bad idea.
Well, stick around. I'm full of bad ideas.
This is where we have no other option but to board the Ishimura once again. The plan is to use the gravity tether on the ship and pull the moon fragment back towards us. This is easily the best chapter in the game for multiple reasons. I know we're treading on ground we've already been through, but it's a nice trip down memory lane. For us at least. I'm sure Isaac is probably shitting himself at this point. And I just want to correct myself here. I did say the school segment was the peak of horror in the game, but I'm going to change that. I think the horror peak's here, which is very fitting for this chapter since the first game is a lot scarier than this one, and the Ishimura was the perfect backdrop. But why exactly is the Ishimura on the Sprawl? Surely it would have been a better idea to leave it, right? Well, EarthGov wanted to study it. A lot happens here they're still trying to understand, and it's the perfect opportunity to discover ways to prevent an outbreak from ever happening again. While EarthGov are studying the effects the marker emitted upon the crew, the CEC are restoring the ship back to its former glory. It's currently going through decontamination, and this dialogue here suggests that not even the cleaning crew knew exactly what happened here.
Go on. This is Hedrick. You really don't hear anything when you're cleaning these bathrooms? Every shift, I swear, I hear something in the walls like a scratching noise. When I stop moving, it stops. When I move again, it waits a bit, then comes back. Today, it followed me around right under my feet like it was stalking me. I can't take this, man. The ship is cursed. It is a bad omen that it's here. I'm putting in for a transfer. You should too.
Obviously, there were no necromorphs left alive on the ship because the marker was destroyed, so all that was left were bodies and biomass. However, the cleaning crew are convinced the ship is cursed or something. Tape and plastic tarp cover the scars of the Ishimura, but it doesn't hide the trauma Isaac went through. When you think about it, it was just like he was here yesterday, looking for Nicole. Tiedeman's memory suppressant medication has left a void in his memory. This place is the last thing he remembers, and I don't think he's forgetting anytime soon. Now, I'm not going to cover exactly what happened here again since I did go over it in my last video, so if you're curious, do check it out. You don't learn anything new here, it's more of a nostalgia trip.
Ellie, I'm in. There should still be a computer in the flight lounge. I can check the ship's status from there.
Are you okay? You sound a little nervous.
Last time I was here, things didn't go so well. Look, I'll contact you soon.
The first thing we need to do is check the ship's status to see whether or not it's active. Parts of it are down due to maintenance, but the centrifuge is offline, again. This needs to be repaired in order for us to use the gravity tethers. We can only reach engineering on foot. The tram line that runs throughout the entire ship is offline, which does give us a cool opportunity to see parts of the Ishimura we never got to explore. Though there isn't much down here except for a pissed off brute. No, scratch that, 2 angry brutes. Necromorphs start pouring onto the Ishimura almost as if they're hunting Isaac, putting us into a tense segment where we must buy ourselves enough time to rewire the lift at the end. To help me out of this sticky situation is the final new weapon in this game, the rivet gun. It's basically a nail gun. That's it. Not going to lie, I personally think all the new weapons in Dead Space 2 are pretty forgettable. They're not bad, they just lack the cool factor in my opinion. The rivet gun is easily the weakest weapon in this entry and it doesn't do anything special. All of the old weapons are still there, so there is that. But who needs any of those when you have the plasma cutter? Still easily the best weapon in the game for its versatility and it's cool as hell. The rivet gun lacks that, so bin it. Fixing the centrifuge requires a different method. In the first game, we had to reattach generator modules to provide power. This time, we must place these panels in the correct position, essentially rewiring it. One detail you will spot in this room is this large tarp covering the wall. There used to be a large cluster of biomass forming here and probably turned to sludge once the marker was destroyed. CEC are attempting to clean the entire ship to get it back up and running again because the Ishimura was a state-of-the-art planet cracker and probably cost a fortune to build. It was probably cheaper to clean it out rather than building a completely new one. Once the centrifuge is fixed, we now must make our way back to the bridge to access the gravity tethers, but on the way back, we run into an old friend. Either this is the marker messing with Isaac, or he is reliving the trauma he went through. After everything we've experienced so far, this seems to be the only place getting to Isaac, and that makes sense. As I've said before, the Ishimura is still fresh in his mind. Despite being in a sedated state for years, it's his own personal hell. He lost his sanity here and it's the reason why it's all happening again. If he never signed up for that repair mission, none of this would be happening to him right now. His desperation for answers and closure is what put him in this position. As we move closer towards the tram line, Strauss's mental state continues to get worse.
Isaac, Strauss is starting to worry me. Listen.
I would never. But son, Daddy's not a murderer.
Strauss!
I would never hurt you.
He's not real.
Yes, he is. You can't see him because you haven't taken the steps.
Strauss, put down the screwdriver.
Step 3.
Ah!
Strauss! Ellie! Shit!
And based on what he is saying, it seems like he's nearing the point beyond being saved. So let's not waste any time and get to the bridge.
Oh, Isaac. Damn it, that hurts. The bastard bit me.
What? Ah, shit. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. But he stopped talking. He won't look at me. How's it going at your end? And please tell me this plan is going to work.
I'm almost there. I'm headed to the bridge now to activate the gravity tethers.
Well, good. They're swarming in through a hole in the medical deck. At least you won't have to go through there.
Unexpected obstruction ahead. Shutting down. Welcome to the medical deck.
Crap.
And of course, it wasn't going to be that easy. Something is blocking the tram line, so we have no other option but to head through medical, which is rather cursed. A lot of people died here during the outbreak and their blood still stains the walls. This is one of the most haunting segments in the game, and the choice to light up the whole place with UV lamps was genius. It's like this place has frozen in time, and no matter how much bleach you use, the scars of this nightmare remains. Now, I'm no blood splatter analyst, but I'm pretty sure these stains are not coming out.
They said that stain would come out. Fuck you.
It's to ensure the cleanup crew doesn't miss a spot, and it seems like they've done a pretty lousy job. The medical wing is one of the first areas we went to in the first game, and it's where Nicole worked. Moving through this area causes her to speak once more, and it's quite haunting. We knew she took her own life, but we never found her body. Obviously, this would have been impossible due to the marker. It turns necrotic tissue into a necromorph, so she most likely turned into one shortly after. Which means we probably killed her and we wouldn't have ever known. That's what's so disturbing about this bit of dialogue from Nicole. Deep down, Isaac knows this is what happened to her but seems to be blocking it out. She's either trying to make us confront this while we're here, or it's more mental torment. After a cool little zero-G segment, we finally arrive at the bridge and it's swarming with necromorphs. They're the only thing left on our way to the gravity tethers, so I made quick work of them. And after a terrifying trip down memory lane, we finally pull the government sector towards us, sending Tiedemann into a rage.
You did it! Now get back here, the tracks are moving!
No, just go! I'll use one of the escape pods to meet you there. Now go!
Clarke, you idiot! Those gravity tethers would tear the whole moon apart!
Time to go.
Obviously, we're not making it back to Ellie and Stross in time, forcing us to use an escape shuttle instead. Before that, we have one final encounter with Nicole.
I don't know what you are, okay?
Making us believe we are running from our problems instead of confronting them. As to why Nicole is tormenting us this way is a bit obscure, but trust me, it will all make sense soon. A nice little detail you can faintly hear is the infamous Twinkle Star song from the first game. A haunting way to send off the Ishimura one final time. We get back into contact with Ellie to make sure they made it across, but that's the least of our worries, because Stross has reached his breaking point, causing him to pick up a screwdriver and attack her.
I just need you to see what I see, Ellie. I promise it won't hurt.
Just put down the screwdriver!
Stross, no!
And to make things even worse, the escape shuttle malfunctions, leading to a brutal crash into the government sector.
Fuck! Oh shit!
While Isaac is unconscious, we have a glimpse at the nightmares he's been experiencing. It's Nicole, standing beneath the very marker we destroyed. The last video message she sent is being projected onto it. It symbolises how Nicole and the marker have become one and the same to Isaac. The line between his memories of her and the marker's influence have become a blur.
Isaac! It's gonna be okay. I promise. This won't hurt a bit. Rub my heart and hope to die.
Stross!
Stick a needle in your eye.
Stross, goddammit!
Well, rest in peace to Ellie. At least Stross took her out before she could have potentially betrayed us, so there's that, I guess. We don't truly know whether or not she's dead yet. Even though Strauss has done a terrible thing, we need him. He's the only person who knows the steps, so we have no other choice but to find him. It's not long before we do, but he's out of reach. It's here he begins to explain himself and why he had to show Ellie the last step.
Why did you do it, Strauss?
I can't face it. I thought Ellie could. I had to make her see step 3.
What can't you face? What's the last step?
Her. It's what they were afraid of, that I'd face her, destroy the marker. But it's too much. You have to help. You need to see step 3.
Strauss!
He says it's the only way she could see her, obviously referring to his wife. Apparently, this is what EarthGov fears the most. This doesn't make all that much sense right now. The only way we can truly understand what the hell he is talking about is to find him. Even though we've reached the moon fragment, we're not quite at the government sector just yet. Honestly, this chapter is pretty uneventful, and is easily one of the least appealing places visually. So I am going to skip majority of it. It's mainly action until the government building, which is perfectly fine, but there's not a whole lot I can add. So let's just skip to the part where we find Strauss, and how the fuck is she still alive?
There you are, Isaac. We've been waiting for you. Now it's your turn. Oh god. Ellie, step 3. Ellie.
You owe me an eye, you bastard!
Okay, so let's quickly talk about Strauss here for a second. He wasn't trying to kill her, but wanted her to see. He was showing her the final step, and it has something to do with his eye. In the first video message we can find of him, we can see the doctor checking his eye. And remember that encounter we had with Nicole? Isaac went through the same thing. It's almost like Nicole was trying to show us this. Before we get any answers though, something decides it wants a piece of Isaac. The tentacle is back, and this time showing no mercy when it comes to dragging his ass. And I don't know about you, but that looks like it might leave a bruise. It pulls us out into space and then disappears? Like, I'm not even kidding. It seems like this was just added to pad out this chapter. It feels like a minor inconvenience for us, because it only takes about 2 minutes to get back inside. It's a cool but awkward moment, I guess. Once we are back inside, Ellie gives us a stern warning. She lost Strauss, and now she believes he's after us. And it's not even a few minutes later, he finds us.
There you are!
Oh, Strauss, what are you doing?
You have to face her for me! Tell her.
Not only did Nicole foreshadow this moment, but there is another event that happens later. A 2-for-1 message, I should say. Just like with her encounter, we need to get the screwdriver out of his hands. If you fail, well, it leads to one of the most brutal deaths in the game.
See Isaac? Is she waiting? Tell her I'm sorry. Tell her I'm sorry.
What he is saying here does have a lot of importance though. Strauss told us earlier that he is too afraid to face his own wife. He is running from his past rather than confronting the symbols. By taking Ellie's eye, he was hoping she would face her for him. That's exactly what he's trying to do to us. But fuck that.
Man, shut the fuck. Why did you do it, Strauss?
We had no choice but to put Strauss out of his misery. He became so detached from reality and became a danger to everyone around him. The 4 steps though dies with him. He was the key to destroying the marker. If we continue from here, Nicole does have some things to say about this.
Shut up! Shut up! The marker? It was you. You made it to me. You made me kill him. Didn't you?
What do you think you still haven't come to terms with who I am? Who am I, Isaac? I will ask you one more time before the end. Be ready.
This is Isaac in denial. He is trying to shift blame onto the marker, believing he was influenced to kill Stross, but that was entirely his choice. It was a matter of life and death at that point. Nicole is trying to push Isaac towards something he's trying to avoid. Not just his loss or guilt, but he's too afraid to let go. That probably makes zero sense to you right now, but just moments later, Nicole forces us to confront this.
One shred, one light, one bright shining star you cling to in this universe. You're embodying guilt. Forcing the life out of you because you can't get over the fact that I'm dead. That you feel responsible. Why do you keep fighting me? Why can't you let go? You're nothing. You can't hurt me. You're not real. You can't hurt me.
Oh, Isaac is still in denial. Let's try that again.
Why do you keep fighting me? Why can't you let go?
Because you are my everything. And if I let you go, I've got nothing left.
Step 4. Acceptance. Now you're ready to finish this.
Okay, two things. How did Isaac break his own neck if Nicole isn't real? The fuck? But the most important question here is what happens? Well, Isaac is too afraid to let go. If he destroys the marker, Nicole will be gone for good. He will still have his memories of her, but the manifestation was a way for him to see her again. This Nicole we are seeing isn't entirely the marker, it's a manifestation of Isaac's loss, guilt, trauma and love. She was pushing him to accept what happened to her, so that he could finally finish this for good. This is step 4, the very step Stross was afraid of. His story is incredibly tragic. The marker's influence made him murder his own family. It's how he ended up at the psych ward to be researched. Stross blames himself for what happened and feared facing his own wife, which is why he tried to make others around him see so that they could do it for him. Isaac, of course, blames himself for what happened to Nicole, but the reality is, it wasn't his fault. Deep down he knew that, but couldn't accept it. This manifestation of Nicole tried to make him forgive himself. This way he can let go and destroy the marker. Or is this just another trap being set up? Well, there's only one way to find out. But before we do, this is where we get the final suit in the game, the advanced suit. The drippiest one in the franchise and is a fan favourite. It has the best looks, best stats, and was even on the box art. Very cool. We eventually find Ellie down in the mine and we tell her the bad news, but she doesn't seem to give a shit, and I mean, fair enough. Whilst looking for Stross, Ellie discovered this industrial digger. Her plan is to use it to get to the government sector, and I won't lie, I'm going to fast forward here. This part sucks. We basically just have to defend the platform while she creates a path, and it goes on for way too long. So let's just skip to the final area in the game.
Whoa. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa! Stop, stop!
Looks like we reached the foundation pylons of the government sector.
So how do we get in there?
Straight ahead. We do have a giant drill.
You know I'm riding on top of this thing, right?
Ellie.
Later. But at least we made it, right? And this is most definitely government sector. And I'm guessing that marker of yours is behind that huge door over there.
Well, we better move fast. Those things are gonna find a way up the hole we drilled. There's gotta be an elevator or something connecting these floors. I'm gonna try to make my way to you.
Alright, I'll meet you halfway.
After everything we've been through, we are here. And this place is badass. I just love the way the government sector was built. Compared to everywhere else we've been, this place is awesome. I just love the colours, the over-the-top sci-fi design, and it just inserts authority. It really drives home the point. We are at the endgame. While Ellie attempts to meet us halfway, she discovers some really good news.
Isaac, there's a gunship docked here.
What? Is it damaged?
Not that I can tell. Isaac, do you hear me? We're gonna make it out of here alive.
One of us is. It's too dangerous for you to stay here, Ellie.
What are you talking about? Just get your ass in here. I'm starting a system check now.
Isaac, of course, doesn't believe he is leaving this place alive. So to prevent the chance of losing more people, he pushes Ellie away.
Isaac, what are you doing?
Closing hatch.
Oh. Hey, Isaac, what are you doing?
Gunship command over. Confirmed.
Isaac, what are you doing? Open the door right now!
Emergency launch cycle initiated.
No!
Airlock sealed.
No! No, don't you dare! Don't you dare launch the ship! Isaac!
It's your best chance, Ellie. You got life support, comms. Hey, you gotta be rescued.
You bastard.
I need you to be rescued. I couldn't save Nicole, but I can save you, Ellie. So, bye.
Are you ready to talk now?
Why? So I can let you go too? I can't do that, Nicole. I never wanted to let you go.
A lot happened that we never wanted. Isaac. Touch me.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Isaac, please. Make us whole.
What the fuck? Okay, we get Nicole is just a projection from Isaac's subconscious, but she's starting to act a little strange. Isaac is ready to let her go, but it appears he doesn't quite trust what he is seeing. He's not sure what she is, but there is one thing for certain. If we're going to end this, we need her. It isn't long until the necromorphs arrive, putting us in a really awkward spot, because we have Tiedemann and his small army in front of us, and then we have a horde swarming in behind. There's no running from this anymore, so we might as well bust open the vault door and face Tiedemann. He's the real thing in our way right now, and what is that? Oh, shit. For our convenience, there is a way out of this ambush, but there is one funny thing that can happen here, and I never knew this was a thing until making this video. If you decide to stick around, the soldiers will start chucking grenades. If we sneak around them instead, we learn Tiedemann is really shit at his job. Because right above the area the soldiers are protecting is the battery to the front door. A bit of a security oversight. With the power gone, it opens up the vault door for the necromorphs, and they start swarming into the building like ants. Hearing all the soldiers fight for their life is honestly pretty fucking terrifying. It helps put into perspective just how many we just let in, and after a while, all that screaming is gone. Well, at least we don't have to fight any of Tiedemann's men. Sort of. Every single person he had protecting this place just got added onto the horde. This whole place now is a mess. They never stood a chance, and guess what? That's on us. With the entire building exposed to us now, it's just a matter of locating the marker, but we have no idea where to go. There isn't even an objective marker for it, and this is where Nicole comes in.
Isaac, where are you going?
I don't know.
Well, that's why I'm here, Isaac. To show you the way.
Her purpose is to guide us. This whole place is pretty forgiving, to be honest, even though it's the final area in the game. It doesn't just throw endless waves of necromorphs at you. That's one thing I didn't like about the first game's finale. Aegis 7 was just a gauntlet with nothing new to learn, except for the plot twist of course. Here however, there is some telling information. The first one being this audio log from a scientist.
Bonnie Worthington, research log 16671. It's the same signal. Dementia and codes and blueprints are all caused by the same signal from the marker. It's the people that are different. Smart people see codes and blueprints, but to everyone else it's just noise. Noise that drives you mad.
The marker drives most people mad, but those with a higher IQ see blueprints and codes. And there is a reason for this. This is how markers get spread across the galaxy. By imprinting codes into one's head, they can build more. That's what happened to us. Tiedemann did have countermeasures in place to ensure the safety of the Sprawl, but obviously it didn't work. Because down in this room, we can see more markers being replicated. We were led to believe there was just one, but as you can see, they had bigger plans. But it's not what it seems. Tiedemann wasn't getting greedy here. This isn't their doing. From an audio log here, we learned that not only were the patients taking memory suppressants, but also the very scientists who used Isaac to make markers.
Research line 3546. Success. The marker layer held up. It is a fully expressed physical representation of the heuristic algorithms from patient 4, with no breakdowns. The construction schedule begins in earnest tomorrow. Celebration is tonight. I hope I don't black out in the middle of the party. I'm anxious, for some reason.
They believe if their memories are suppressed, the markers cannot influence them. So in a way, they were protecting Isaac and Stross. I know it's twisted, but in theory, the marker cannot control them. But it's evident by this audio log, it didn't work.
Kenner Phelps, research log 43549. I blacked out early last night and woke up this morning staring at a tiny, fully formed version of the marker in one of the crystal air printing baths. I had entered the entire heuristic sequencing algorithm. I can still hear it in my mind, like a song now. I know the dementia suppressors are working, but this is something entirely different.
The marker was controlling the scientists. They only realised this once the marker was being built. They believed they were replicating the blueprints from Isaac's mind, but really, they were building something else entirely. As we head towards its protective shields, it reveals to us just how big this version really is. Tiedemann had this shield built around it to ensure the signal doesn't escape and affect others, but again, it didn't work. All the patients at the psych wards were influenced by the marker. They were being studied so that they could find ways of preventing it. However, that isn't the full story. Stross is like Isaac. He saw the same symbols and had the same fate. His mind was imprinted with the same blueprints. We are all that's left to destroy it now, so let's just get this over with.
Kenner Phelps, research log 43553. I'm convinced we are puppets of some alien influence. I no longer believe we're in control of this project, or ever were. I believe even our rationalizations for this whole thing are an illusion, planted by the forces behind the original marker, the black one. We don't know how to make this thing. It is making us make it, and it's trying to get out, desperately. I'm under security watch after taking a sledgehammer to the tiny marker I built last week. We need to destroy everything we've built here, and destroy every record, every shred of research. They were right the first time on Aegis 7. This is beyond our ability to know or control. I have to go. My supervisor is whispering to the security guard.
And there you have it. EarthGov truly have no fucking idea what they're dealing with. The only reason they're building this marker is so that they can produce energy. I know Tiedemann is portrayed as the villain in this game, but that really isn't the case. Humanity is struggling in this world due to overpopulation and scarce resources. He doesn't believe planet cracking is efficient enough to suit the demands of humans. He believes harnessing the power of a marker is the step forward. It's not entirely about power to him, he just wants his people to have a better life. The only reason he is trying to prevent us from destroying it is because he needs it to prove it can be done. Though he's ignorant to the fact they cannot contain it. He only forced the drugs upon Isaac because that's what kept it quiet. For years it was working, but in reality, the marker has been controlling the construction since the beginning. They originally thought they were replicating the blueprints from Isaac, but they built something else entirely different. This is what caused the outbreak: blind eagerness to gain power and ignorance.
Oh my god. I built that. What? What are they doing?
They're all coming to the marker. Convergence is at hand.
I knew you were trouble from the start, but they told me you were necessary. That your mind was the purest. I spent years sifting through your demented brain. This is not the way it was supposed to happen.
Well, how was it supposed to happen,
We had it under control! Clarke, this is not our fault. We were so close to understanding it. It's all those bodies you let in here. It's triggering a convergence event. But we never expected this many bodies.
What the hell is it doing?
What it was made to do. Isaac, you have to make us whole.
This is convergence. The necromorphs are simply a stepping stone for this event, mindless creatures to collect more bodies for the marker. So how the hell do we stop this? Well, Nicole will show us how.
Just like Straws said. I remember this. The machine activates the parts of our brain where the marker codes are stored. But how does that threaten the marker? What were they afraid of?
Me. Us. Working together.
Step 4.
Yes. Are you ready?
This is gonna hurt, isn't it?
Yes. Step inside.
This is the Noonlight Machine, a painful procedure that gives EarthGov the ability to access the data codes from Isaac's mind. This was what Strauss was trying to tell us. The steps he kept reciting to himself was actually this machine. So how exactly does this help destroy the marker? Well, this is where Nicole is stored. She is the blueprint. They were afraid of her just like they were afraid of Strauss's wife. Now, if you're squeamish, I would look away right now.
Step 1. Crawl inside. Step 2. The screws go tight. All around. Cross my heart and hope to die. Stick a needle in your eye.
This little minigame has a really brutal death if you're not careful. I would show it, but it's too graphic for YouTube apparently. I know, right? It doesn't make sense. We have to lower the needle towards Isaac's eye without his heart rate getting too high. Otherwise, he will have severe adrenaline spikes, causing him to freak out. Even his pupils will constantly freak out as his heart rate increases. It's a really nice attention to detail.
Nicole! Where are you?
Follow the light, Isaac. I'll be waiting for you at the marker.
What do I do?
It's probably at this point you may start to realise something isn't right. Yeah, we'll get to that part. First we need to get to the... Oh look guys, it's the Hunter 2.0. Yeah, I feel like this thing was shoehorned in for the sake of making it harder. Though, saying that, it strangely looks like the hive mind. Yeah, anyway, use stasis and shoot his limbs off, rinse and repeat and you should be fine.
This is it, Isaac. Convergence is almost here. Meet me at the marker.
Wait. It's almost like Nicole wants a convergence event. Huh, weird. I hope this doesn't end badly. Tiedemann ambushes us right at the end, and holy shit, he is messed up. Isaac at this point is so sick of his shit, so it's time to shut him up.
Thank you, Isaac. Now, time to die.
What?
Really, Isaac? Come on, man. Why did you trust her again? So, what happened here? Well, the marker throughout this game tried to use different tactics of manipulation against him. First it was loss, then guilt, and then finally acceptance. It tried to lead him on into believing she was only there to help, when in reality it just showed him a version of Nicole he wanted to see, one that would make him forgive himself. What she wanted him to do really was access the data codes in his brain so that she could consume him. In order for a convergence event to occur, the marker must consume the maker, that being Isaac. I won't lie, I wasn't the biggest fan of this twist, but you know what's worse? This boss fight. But at least you get to hear Isaac drop one of the hardest lines in the game.
Yours is the last body we need to be reborn! The Makers must be absorbed!
The Makers? You mean me? But Strauss said we could destroy the marker!
Not if we consume you first!
God damn it, I trusted you! Fuck you! And fuck your marker!
This fight is taking place within Isaac's mind. Want to know how I know? Because if you lose, this happens. The marker is trying to gain full control of Isaac's will so that he can be absorbed. Essentially, this fight is for control. We are fighting against the marker's influence. Honestly, this fight fucking sucks. It's nowhere near as cool as the hive mind. That felt like a real fight. This one, you just blast Nicole in the face until it reveals a weak part of the marker. I'm actually not really sure what that is. This is how the marker is destroyed. If we can break away from its influence entirely, then we destroy its entire purpose. If it can't absorb a maker, then it cannot be complete. That in the end is how we win. With nothing left to cling on to, Isaac just takes one final break before accepting his fate. He knew this is where he would die, but at least it's on his terms this time.
Bastard! Was this your great plan? Dump me off and die?
But Ellie comes in clutch, ending this game on a really badass note.
Wait, no, Ellie, it's too late. Stay clear of the station.
Yeah, well, you don't really have a say this time. Heads up!
Wait, I feel like we've been here before.
What?
That was a great way to end the game. Make players believe we would fall into the same trap again, and I won't lie, when I first beat this game, I thought this was some sort of twist or whatever, but really, it's Isaac realising he's been here before, and he's just checking he's not lost his marbles. So that's it. That was Dead Space 2. The greatest sequel to any game ever, and I will die on that hill. It improved on every aspect over the first game and delivered an unforgettable journey, which sadly led to a shit game afterwards. Look, I don't know whether or not I'm going to cover the third game, because it's not fun to talk about things you don't enjoy, but you never know, maybe next year. I just want to thank you so much for all the support recently. 2025 has been a great year for the channel and it's all thanks to you. I also want to apologise for taking so long with getting this one out. I recently just got a puppy and a lot of my attention focused on looking after him. He's a clingy bugger, but I love him. So I hope you can understand. Anyway, thank you so much for watching and take care.